friends, we are here today to answer some questions about human potential, and we will answer them as best we can for you. Thank you for listening. The first question is, when humans talk about highest potential, what do they most often misunderstand about what that actually means? Ooh, that is a lot of words. So let's get this straight. You want to know what you misunderstand about highest potential. What you misunderstand is that there is such a thing as highest potential. There is no cap to it, there is no limit. There cannot be a highest. You are even sort of silly to think about reaching a highest potential because you fail to reach mediocre potential. We don't even mean that in a mean way. We are just saying that you are so unlimited that there is such a gap between where you can go and where you are. You are satisfied, which is good, but with far too little. You could feel amazing most of the time. You could feel inspired, alive, unbridled. You could feel just the life coursing through your veins, love pouring out of you, high on life. And whatever it is that comes with that materially for you. And you usually choose to feel maybe 1 or 2% of that. So we're not picking on you. We're just saying, yes, shoot for a high potential, but don't even worry about highest, because start walking first before you think of a super train, right? So get into it, get going. That is the best way. Okay, new question. From your perspective, is highest potential something fixed, or does it evolve as a person evolves? Perfect. It evolves, right? There are a few ways of looking at it. If you look at the universe as being present moment, all that ever is or was is alive and true right now, then you could say there is a fixed potential, but that fixed potential is to be everything. And everything is always expanding. So there is such a big role to step into to become the universe that we would say that you are always going to evolve as you keep going. What internal conditions tend to allow someone's potential to emerge naturally without force? Well, everything happens because of an internal condition, because how you feel is your vibration, which sends the orders to your unmanifested self to create your reality, right? If you've heard of the holographic universe, right? You're living in one, and the projection around you is based on your internal vibrational alignment. So your internal conditions change, your outer world changes naturally. So what internal conditions tend to allow someone's potential to emerge naturally? Your feelings. Here we go. Number 4. Why do insights about our future often arrive before we feel ready or capable of acting on them? Well, because you have such a low view of yourself. Usually, you are not up to date with who you are. You are carrying so much baggage around about one time when you missed a deadline, or one time when someone said something negative about you, Or perhaps you are carrying a lifetime of people piling on you. But none of that matters. None of that has any bearing on what you do now or in the future. When you receive an inspiration, an insight about a clearer, better future, and you see it through the filter of the baggage you are carrying, then you will feel overwhelmed. You will feel unworthy, right? So the trick is to let go of the baggage, get current with who you are right now, feel capable and certain and worthy. And then when you get the insight, it will just be exciting that you know you're on the right path. How does the body participate in accessing or limiting a person's potential? We already spoke about that. Your body is your feedback mechanism of where you are vibrationally. If you think about $1 million and you feel dread and like you can't breathe and tight in here, you are not aligned to having $1 million. If you think about your best friend and you feel open and loving and generous, then that is showing you that you have a good, healthy friendship. Whatever you want, whatever you think your potential is, how does that feel in your body? And that will tell you how in alignment or how likely it is to show up for you. Number 6, what role does intuition play in guiding people toward their potential, especially when logic hasn't caught up yet? We are glad you brought intuition into this, because intuition is always present and always available and always guiding you to your potential, regardless of what your mind thinks about it. So it could be logical or it could be non-logical. Logic doesn't really matter in terms of intuition, because logic is a judgment. Logic is a guess, really. Logic is how you compartmentalize things. Logic is great, it can be fun, right? But it has nothing to do with you and your potential and your moving forward. So intuition is, again, part of your body's feedback mechanism from your higher self, your unmanifested self. We usually call it something else, but that is unavailable to us at the moment. Your higher dimensional energy. Yes, there are more words. We cannot find them. So you have this big energy that's literally the size of the universe as well, because you are always plugged into that. And that part of you is unaffected by your baggage. That part of you is only your potential. So you have this huge part of yourself that is your potential. Okay? And it's always telling you where to go and what to do to reach it, to live with it, to harmonize with that. It's always calling to you to harmonize. But if you insist on carrying around this baggage and feeling bad and not being a vibrational match to that, then you will miss it. You will think it's not there. So put your attention more on your intuition, which means you need to match that feeling. You need to feel good. You need to feel alive, open, accessible. And then you will feel it and be able to move in the right direction. Number 7, are there ways people unintentionally block their own expansion by trying to be responsible, realistic, or safe? Oh, yes. Yes. Everything is about how you feel. There are ways that you could be in alignment and responsible and safe. Realistic, we don't think is a good word, because what is realistic depends on where you're vibrating from. And if you could just as easily vibrate from a better place, then that is what is realistic to you. But responsible, sure. Safe, sure. You want to be those things. And if you are aligning with responsible and safe, then you will be guided to do what is responsible and safe. Your higher self is not in the business of wanting you to be reckless. It will not guide you into danger. It is not about adrenaline, right? Your higher self is all of the beautiful and loving and and cocooning things that come with living in higher dimensions. Are there ways people unintentionally block their own expansion? Yes, if you are trying to, again, diminish your power of creation by looking outside of you and saying, this is the only thing that I can expect. I'm going to be realistic and not change and only look here and only do with what is within my capacity right now and refuse to imagine a better way, then yes, that is exactly what you will do. But if you decide to broaden your horizons and imagine a better life for yourself and feel as if you have it now, then you will be able to grow. Does reaching higher potential always feel good, or is discomfort sometimes a necessary part of expansion? Well, Rachel actually just recorded a workshop on this for her institute. So if you want her answer, then go there. But yes, discomfort can be part of rising up, because as you bust through ceilings or walk over boulders, as she would say, sometimes you could get your foot stuck if you have some resistance there. You may look down and feel dizzy and overwhelmed at what came before. But if you are truly in the moment, feeling good and clear, and only looking ahead, you don't have to feel discomfort, but you all usually do. You call them growing pains, and it's okay to feel that. It's okay to look back once in a while. It's okay to get your foot caught in something and feel a little sticky. It's all right. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's common for you and there's nothing wrong with it. You just need to then remember to keep looking forward and keep going. Okay, 9. Is it possible to miss or waste one's highest potential, or does it continue to reappear in different forms over time? Well, you cannot miss it because the majority of your being is already living it. You can't waste it because you're here on this planet for your own purpose. It doesn't really matter to anyone else what you do or accomplish. And again, most of you is living the high life that you intend. And does it continue to appear in different forms over time? Yes, of course. You always have access to it. You are always actually living it. It's just, what filters are you allowing yourself to view your life through? What alignments that don't feel good are you allowing to live within your body? Once you decide to choose, I'm aligning to my potential, I'm going to live as if my higher self is here, embodied right now, then things start to break away. The things you want start to fill in your life. It is quite miraculous, but it is a choice that you need to make, and it is in the moment. Am I feeling good or not? Am I choosing to feel the baggage that I'm slinging, or am I choosing to let go of it? It is what you would call work to change your vibration on a system level, but it's worth it. It doesn't have to be hard, but it takes presence and choice. That is what it takes. We are at the end. So number 10, if someone senses there is more for them but can't yet name it, what would you want them to understand right now? We would say that you only need to feel it then. You don't need to name it. It is probably unnameable because it would bring about resistance for you. So just feel the feeling. Feel it as often as you can. Feel into what more feels like. Feel into relaxing. Feel into being worthy and deserving of more. And work on it that way. And in that way, you align yourself to the more, and then the more can show up, and then you'll be able to talk about it. We hope this was helpful and illuminating for you. If you'd like us to do more of these, just let us know. We love you so much. You are absolutely unlimited. So keep feeling better. Keep seeing through fresh eyes. Drop your baggage and just go for it. We love you. We'll see you soon. Bye.